You are listening to Radio Belvaspata, South Africa. This show is dedicated to those who live and love from the heart in infinite ways. In today's episode, we will discuss, share, gain insights, and get clarity on the wisdom and teachings of the mystic and seer Almin, as well as discover more about the miraculous healing modality called Belvaspata. Your host for this show is Paul.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. This is Radio Belvaspata, South Africa, broadcasting live out of Benoni, east of Johannesburg, worldwide. It is Thursday, the 13th of July, 8 p.m. South African Standard Time. Welcome to all our listeners from around the world. Welcome to our light family. Welcome to the Belvaspata Masters, and welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Tonight is a special edition. We are calling our program tonight, or the show's title, Strength and Self-Sustaining Healing. It is the healing edition, and tonight we are going to be going into doing some live healing using the healing modality of Belvaspata, angelic healing, which is what we are all about, really. The cosmic mantra for today really explains a lot. It says, I am strong and resilient by self-sustaining my physical and emotional health. So beautiful. And the angel Ak Vla Hurs Panut. Let me repeat that. Ak Vla Hurs Panut. Thursday, July the 13th. Cosmic and angelic mantra for the day. Absolutely beautiful if we use these mantras and we repeat them over and over until we become that mantra, until our DNA, until the skin cells, until the memories, until the consciousness believes that we are all of this. However, it's not what many of us seem to be experiencing. And from around the world, it's very interesting to watch everybody's comments. I think it's been building up for a while for many of us. Many of us are incredibly strained in our physical bodies. There's a lot of tension going on within the self. There seems to be a lot of pain within the chest cavities, within the heart area. Some people are either completely overthinking or completely dead, zombie-like within their thought space. Really interesting watching all of these things going on. I know here within South Africa, a lot of you have shared with me privately some of the processes that you are experiencing. And yes, this is where we're at. Let's not deny that these experiences go on. We are real. We are really living authentically, and we shouldn't deny any of these particular experiences. Today is self-healing. If you're not a Belvaspata practitioner, don't worry about it. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the show. Please enjoy the time with us and just sit in some sacred space just for the next hour as we begin to work some magic and just elevate our frequency. Let's dissolve the illusion that seems to be holding many of us captive. And again, if you are a Belvaspata healing practitioner, please join us as we work through the angelic sigils, as we open and as we close, and I will just be giving a light commentary running through for the next 40-odd minutes or so. But first of all, just a little bit of sharing. Let's listen to an audio by the seer Almin, just a short introduction. She talks about the bridge of no space. And of course, this is a course that's coming up soon, and just facilitated through the Russian Light family. Let's just listen to what Almin talks about it, because it has a lot of, I think, process for where we are going with tonight's healing program.
The Bridge of No Space. What a tantalizing title. For the past 2 years, this title has been rolling around in my mind, and I knew that someday I would encounter its full meaning. That event happened at the last retreat, when our Russian family came to Newport and was able to share it with me. I am delighted that it will be produced as a webinar by Ella so that more can have access to the incredible information that was recorded from that workshop. My beloved ones, in 2004, I was quietly working with small groups of apprentices, much of our time spent in nature, to train for the impeccable mastery. It was a complete surprise to me that in 2005, in January, I suddenly was catapulted into ascension, and 1 month later, after a series of visions, I found myself having to ascend the planet and her creatures into whole new levels of life. I remember at that time that everything was so astonishing to me, and that the connection between the microcosm and the macrocosm was revealed more clearly than ever before, leaving me at times speechless with the wonder of life. It has always been to some extent that way, but I have not felt it as fully as during this last workshop. The revelations that we received and that I was privileged to learn and relate to the students there were indeed life-changing. It is these concepts that will be presented, and Ella will draw them from the direct recording that was done as I spoke. We present this to you with much love and the hope that it is as meaningful to you as it was to us.
For a while now, I seem to have been really going through some experiences where I'm feeling I'm holding space for so much to open and so much to work with, so much sanctity also happening, but at the same time, I'm aware of so many things dissolving and coming up to be dissolved. And if I'm not really careful and not maintaining awareness, the roller coaster of these experiences can take hold and knock you flat out. The body seems to be taking an immense amount of strain. And I've been discussing aspects of grounding with some of you. We've been discussing, how to actually remove the density that is going on. But the physical body seems to be doing a tremendous amount of that all by itself. Many people repeating extreme nausea going on. There is pain in the liver, as I've been aware of, and there's also a great deal of diarrhea being spewed forth. And again, that seems to have been a common subject over the last few weeks. But really tonight's show is we've reached the point where we just need to dissolve everything that no longer belongs and may still be carried within, so that we can allow that which is new and this beautiful state of ascension and awareness then to elevate itself to a point where we become fully aware of it. And when we become aware of these, it becomes a real experience, and therefore what you and I do is work with it, because then we can begin to understand it. But what triggered this off today, along with everybody else's comments and WhatsApps that I've been discussing, is when a post came up on Almeen Diary, and it goes like this. How does the Seer Almeen interact in public life? The question was, in addition to a recent post that contained the statement, it's time to get the oils out to the public. I'm wondering about this being the moment for the public to interact with the Seer Almeen. I have been pondering the situation since the Egyptian fragrance alchemy shop opened. And this is in reference to Almeen's earlier posts about that she's opened this beautiful Egyptian fragrance alchemy shop and she's working in it. And again, for me, it was like an amazing process just to think that the Seer Almeen herself is working within those shops and, how she would interact with everything. And then this question came up. Almeen answers it incredibly well. It's a bit detailed, but also very much in par with where we're going tonight. Because in her earlier audio which we heard about the Bridge of No Space, she goes back to the time of 2004. She says, I don't have the answer, only a strong recoil response. Let me give you a look into my personal journey, or my personal journal. 1997, August. I was able, after several attempts, to travel into the halls of Amenti, a whole different reality, currently located in the crust of the earth. I've come back unable to stand the interactions of physical life. I had to pull my car over today and ran out into the woods. I was shaking, kept staring at the sky and wouldn't let go of a tree. I couldn't handle being in the public at all, some sort of meltdown of the nervous system. July 1997. I have a group of men here for a retreat, but I am unable to interact again. My skin is giving off light. I'm slurring my speech and not walking straight. My bathwater turned magenta and I levitated in front of them. I can't stand being around others at all. November 1999, she wrote, I've gone into deep bliss and I can't walk by myself steadily. I have no memory of what I said in my lecture. Shaking in the airport, I had to hug my coat to my chest to keep from breaking down. January 2005. I've gone into ascension. I feel extremely blissful when I eat, but the presence of others creates nausea in me. I can't go to the grocery store anymore. 2017, this month, July. Scenes of places I've been are flashing in front of my face, each one creating a feeling of tedium in me. But the biggest problem of all is that the presence of others is creating the same intense nausea and feeling of constriction in my throat as I've had before. I will have to have others be in the new store. I feel almost panic-stricken if I have to interact. Even calling or texting has become too much for me. I'm concerned that my students or loved ones will doubt my love for them. But the feeling is too strong to override. The compulsion to pack a bag and leave this little town I've lived in for decades welled up in me today. I must ride this through. I cannot afford to make mistakes in this state. I think I'll have to get rid of my phone. And that's from her up-to-date journal of really the last 2 or 3 days, I'm sure, as Almeen works through all of this. And so we have to understand that there is a perfection in every single thing, even though many of us are not seeing it because it is taking us on a journey into different experiences. And if the mystic and Seer Almeen herself is having these experiences, then you and I and everyone else who may not be able to even understand it are going through the same experiences because we are all opening these doors and moving into different states. There's other posts coming up as well that the posts come up, how do you know if you're an original one? And Almeen says, when you remember your origins, great joy is the result. And I was saying to some of you in our conversations today, and we were just discussing it, well, yesterday and today really, that what is happening is that we still got so much of the past, the human side within us. We've been discussing it on our show for months now, and we're not letting go of that human side, thinking that the ascension process is a journey and is taking us into godhood, into a different state of being. But we cannot live in all of these realities at once, even though that we try. So a decision has to be made somewhere in order for us to move into a different reality. And the different reality is waiting for us. It is just allowing us to come in. But what is holding us back is our old fears and things like that. And the question really is, how much self-healing are you doing as a master? And that's really where we're at with our program tonight. Almeen has answered when somebody asks, please forgive my ignorance, but how do I know if we, or rather I, am one of the original ones? Yeah, big question. Almeen says, you learn eventually to identify others that are also original ones by the frequency they emit. She would describe it as vibrant and a human frequency as lacking luster. So as for yourself, if this journey that we're on feels like coming home, excites and inspires you and is recognized by you, it is almost certain that you are an original one. It overwhelms and scares humans. The work is laden with subtle information triggers in the words, art and music that we are designed to inspire recognition in a original one. So look to all of those things. Bring creativity into place. Bring poetry. Bring music into place. I'm astounded at the level of creativity that is going on within me and around me. And I really just start to work with all of that. And yet, quite openly and authentically, I'm telling everyone right now that is listening that I myself hold on to a lot of these particular processes. Maybe it's just a just-in-case belief system, or maybe it's just not able to surrender fully. And tonight we are dedicating ourselves to restore that balance, to remove the judgments of opposites of mind, heart and spirit that is talked about in the upcoming Almeen prediction for the week. They're fascinating on their day-to-day levels. So let us begin our journey. We're going to just start with a prayer to become a light torch, and then we will go into our expansion journey, and I invite you all to stay with us for the next little while on that level. Here we go.
I'd like to open with a word of prayer. O thou great light that fills all the cosmos, help me know that I am thee. Make of this body a light torch, never to be quenched among men. We call upon thee, O Spirit that moves through all things, that which we are. And at this incredible time when borders are breaking down and separation is ceasing, even amidst the death throes of ego, we call upon thee that we might fulfill that which thou hast sent us forth into human form to do. We designate this as a sacred space of unfolding, and we ask that holy ones be present, that we might feel their presence and their gifts to us, that we might have open hearts and open minds, and that which comes through the speakers this weekend and beyond might be according to the highest truth. We call forth blessings on those that are here. Amen.
We will now begin a healing journey of self-healing through the miraculous modality of Balvaspatar angelic healing. Remember that all self-healing is done by accessing our true self, the one being the all. We are going to go into the largest possible expansion of self. We're going to feel what we need to access, and then we're going to allow that to come up without limit, and we'll use the frequencies and light of the angelic beings contained within Balvaspatar healing to dissolve and hold. Thank you for being with us. And please, as I read out the different sigils, as I read out the different angels, repeat them to yourself. If you are not a Balvaspatar practitioner, please stay with us. And just a reminder that if you have downloaded this show, as some people are doing, please do not listen to it at this moment in a moving vehicle, and rather put yourself in a state where you are stationary, or listen to it later. And here we're going to begin. We're going to call in the angels of Balvaspatar right now, but first of all we begin just with some short meditation music. Let's listen to the music. Let us begin to breathe inwards and outwards, going into the fullest capacity of our lungs, and release the lungs. If you are lying down, please access the solidness of the floor and the ground underneath you. If you're in a chair, just allow your feet to be flat on the ground, your hands soft in your lap. And allow the breathing and the breath to relax the body. Understand you are now giving yourself a gift of going beyond time and space. You are spending just a little while with you. Breathing in, breathing out. Close your eyes if you wish, or focus on some spot or place around you, perhaps out the window. If you are able to see outside and look at the beautiful view, do that. Watch nature and begin to listen to your breathing. Begin to listen to the sounds of life around you. Relax and rest. Trust yourself enough to just be in a space that you have created for yourself that is sacred, that is soft, that is gentle. And as you breathe inwards and as you breathe outwards, let go of the divisions of the outside world and the inside worlds. Let yourself release what is within. Breathe it out. And let the very air outside of you dissolve it. And as you breathe in freshness and clarity, as you breathe in gentleness and softness, just become still. And as we journey into this experience, let's let go of all the need for technical, spiritual work. Let's let go of information which may be spiraling upwards within you. Let's release the questions, the need for answers. We're just spending some time together, within and without, in a state of stillness and quietness. In a short while, we'll begin to invite angels into our space, but for right now, just breathe quietly. In stillness. Listen to that breathing. Allowing the day that has passed, or the morning light, to just flow through you. Without expectation, without need for any outcome. Simply resting. In this bubble of silence, beyond time, beyond space, allowing the mind to rest, allowing our emotions just to flow without denying any of them. But without empowering either. Breathing in, breathing out. Allow the muscles in your face to soften. Allow your hands to open. Allow the skin on your body to let go of their hold. And begin to visualize it simply dissolving. And allowing the skin to rest. And as we let go of this one layer, this one barrier between the outside and the inside, we allow the in to pour out and the out to pour in through our breath, through opening ourselves up to this moment of surrender, of trusting ourselves enough to let go, to be quiet, to be still. There is no need to fix, to sort, to attain anything else but what you have in this moment is what you have. With each breath, allow the bubble of energy around you to expand. And just become the center of that expansion. And expand it out into the room around you. Visualize that light, that expanded state passing through the walls, the windows, the ceiling and roof and the floor. As you breathe it out, allowing it to flow outside of the room. If thoughts come up and try and attract your attention, just breathe into them. Tell them that you'll listen to them later. Let it go. Feelings that come up can dissolve as you let them go. Through the breath of breathing in and the cycle of breathing out, expand your awareness outside of the room into the building which you are sitting, and expand it further and further. Until the entire building is contained within your expansion. Into the streets, into the village, the town, to the city. Expand and be still, quiet, breathing in and breathing out. Take your time. There is no rush to attain or achieve anything. Expand into the world until you are the earth. Expand into space and beyond until everything is contained within you. All of creation is there. Breathe it in and become one with all that is. Open to the cosmos, to everything. And for those Belvaspata healers and masters that are with us right now, you can choose to look at the angel Rutsetzvi Urubach. And as you look at the sacred sigil of the angel Rutsetzvi Urubach, we will draw the sigil Bla Ut Vapata. We will ask the angel Rutsetzvi Urubach to place this holy sigil Bla Ut Vapata over our foreheads and over the foreheads of those that we wish to work with. And the quality of Bla Ut Vapata is now instilled within us. Next, we call on the healing angel, Iornu Mubach. Iornu Mubach carries the holy sigil called Kruweg Pa Ururek, and as we allow Iornu Mubach to be present within our being, within all that is, we ask this angel to place the sigil Kruweg Pa Ururek over the heart, so that the heart too is open, soft. And we now look at the sigil for the angel we know as through Arare Pleva. And we invite this angel to be with us and carries the holy frequency we know as Kelevis Bava. And we will draw the sigil now over the navel area of our bodies and those that we are working with. And the body is now receptive through connection to the angel through Arare Pleva, through the holy sigil Kelevis Bava. for the next few minutes, we'll just access everything within self. Maintaining the largest possible expansion that we can, and allowing these three beautiful angels of light and frequency to forge communication with us, knowing that they are perfect expressions of the one being, infinite perfection. Know that right now, working on ourselves is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves. Breathing in, breathing out, allowing. In stillness of mind and openness of heart, we accept the subtle messages of inspiration, the gift of frequency. Just connecting with ourselves. To that place of pure silence, to that place of power, of purity, as Source unfolds itself within all that is. Expanding, receiving. Listening, being one. Just allowing strength, to pour forth. To be in that space, in the frequency and experience of sustenance of the self. Over the next 10 minutes, please use the time just to create and bring in the sigils of healing that you feel necessary for yourself. For those that are not used to working with sigils, just allow these thoughts of abundance to flow through you as you breathe them in, and expand them by breathing them outwards in a cycle of love.
Most who seek abundance focus on their perceived lack and thereby strengthen it. See yourself as part of the abundance of creation. There are trillions of field flowers, grains of sand, stars. Your body too consists of abundant life. Let your affirmation be, I am abundance. We promote abundance by being abundant with ourselves. If we feel guilty about having more than others, we deprive not only ourselves, but them as well. Success and abundance are the only constants in life. We either align ourselves with them through surrender and trust, or cut ourselves off from them through opposing life. To desire to live abundantly is as natural as the fish desiring the ocean. Money is only a small part of abundance. The true currency of an abundant life is elegance and grace, born of self-respect. It is available to all. Abundance is living within your means with grace. It has nothing to do with how much you earn. Acknowledgement of the source of all abundance as ourself, giving to ourself, increases the flow. Our being is our source of limitless supply. We are heirs to the one life's supply, wealthy beyond our wildest dreams. A positive attitude begets increase. With a surrendered embrace of life, the pushing away of resources will cease. Centripetal force, the result of an inclusive attitude, pulls all towards you for a life of plenitude. Asking for abundance, while ignoring present blessings, closes the ability to receive. Welcome each new day the way a flower unfolds in the sun, that the ability to receive may be yours. Abundance comes to one who lives in fullness. Fullness comes from inclusive vision, gratefully embracing the validity of every part of life. The drive for acquisition is the opposite of the fullness of life abundant, for it presupposes a lack. It is the little self that feels incomplete. The large self knows its own fullness. Our being is an endless ocean of supply. Our attitudes are its sluices. Through inclusive living, those sluices open. Take moments in your day to assess your abundant resources, the joy of accomplishment, the love of a child. Then you will find you are wealthy indeed. Since acceptance is the first step to change, seeing yourself as abundant in the moment is important to increasing abundant resources for the future. Take time each day to acknowledge your abundance with gratitude. When you receive and hoard, you have become the tomb of abundance. When you receive and give, you are the womb of abundant flow. All blessings to come begin by acknowledging gratefully present gifts. It decreases our supply when we focus on lack instead of what we have. Seeking abundance is a bottomless pit when it is defined as increase. We live in elegant sufficiency when we gratefully recognize we have all we need. Living a fully conscious life of wholesome values puts substance behind our endeavors. Soulless activity is hollow and cannot support abundance. Think of money as love. Give freely where you can, and it shall return freely. Knowing the earth to be our source of supply, and our being to be our sustenance, we have established the foundation for prosperity. Each day, life presents doors for you to knock on. Be alert for these multiple opportunities. Some may open and some may not, but knock. Give that you may get. One who generously assists wherever possible opens the sluices of cosmic supply.
Breathing in, breathing out. allowing the power and purity of this moment to fill your entire being. Listening to the song of self, to the shift of frequency, to the flowing light within. We're going to close this healing session of Bell Avaspata, angelic healing. And we're going to begin to just add the eternal ascension quality and attitude of praise into this moment. And we bring the sigil of praise in. And as we draw that sigil of praise, let's sit with that aspect, with that feeling, with that experience, with the power of praise. In our entire being. Breathing. Praise. Inwards and outwards. And next, love. As we draw the sigil of love, let it fill all of creation in its purest form of expression. Because we are infinite love. Luminous and beautiful light shining forth. Hold the love and express love. And then gratitude, just for this moment, just for this gift, for the oneness, and as we draw the sigil of gratitude, let it touch every part of you, every cell. And listen in the clarity of this moment. Listen not just to the music, but listen to life. And know that you and I are stepping onto the next rung of the bridge of no space. We are self-regenerative, self-sustaining. We are strong. We are one.
Please take me to this other world where our hearts and souls collide. Stairway to infinity. Your luminous and beautiful, brighter than the light of 1,000 suns. You mystify me, you pacify me. So luminous and beautiful, you light me up like a superstar. You mystify me, electrify me. Like a jewel in the night, filling darkness with your light. You are silent and serene, lover for eternity. Don't leave me on the edge of time, 'cause I'm ready to set sail across the ocean to my human dreams. You're luminous and beautiful, brighter than the light of 1,000 suns. You mystify me, you pacify me. So luminous and beautiful, you light me up like a superstar. You mystify me, electrify me.
And thank you everyone for staying with us and sharing this unique experience on an online basis, and we hope to bring more of these healing journeys to you as we go along, bit by bit. So I think that the journey ahead in the week really, and the message of the week from Almin's weekly prediction is very important to understand for each one of us. And it's talked about voluntary clearing and cleansing, and a lot of us perhaps have been dissolving the density, maybe in an involuntary and in some form of resistance. But once we understand the journey, we put it into practice, we heal and sustain ourselves, we have all the tools, right? Then what we do is we put a place in of voluntary clearing. So just to finish off our show, Rune 2.69, Almin's weekly prediction for July 17th to 23. It's time to sort out your priorities. A voluntary clearing of that which does not enhance your journey of self-discovery, but only attempts to feed the needs of others. Find areas of differences of opinions with loved ones and ask yourselves if clinging to your point of view really matters. Be sovereign in the decisions of your own life and fluidly release the desire to be right in interactions with others. If it will not matter 100 years down the road of your eternal journey, then it shouldn't matter now. Allow others the right to fail as much as the right to succeed. And you've come to the end of our special edition of Strength and Self-Sustaining Healing, Radio Belvasperta, South Africa. Thank you very much to Nico for handling our sound desk. Thank you to each one of you for being part of our journey today. We hope that you have found some power, some purity, some perception, some insight, and we hope that you've enjoyed spending the last hour with us here in the studio in Belvasperta, South Africa. Thank you to my team around me. Thank you for all being honest and authentic. And thank you, of course, to the mystic and seer Almin. We've been playing her music, songs, and her meditations all evening. And without her, where would we be? Blessings to each one of you. May the love, praise, and gratitude that we have surrounded ourselves with tonight hold us all sacred and safe and holy. And may we step onto the next rung of the bridge of no space together as one, and as one being, unfolding infinite expression. Goodbye.
You've been listening to Radio Belvasperta, South Africa. Thank you for listening and sharing in our discussion. Should you have any questions with regards to the healing modality of Belvasperta, or have any healing needs, please send us an email to info@belvasperta.co.za or add comments to our page on Spreaker.com so we can work on providing a suitable response. We now close this episode with the eternal ascension qualities of love, praise, gratitude and trust, and look forward to sharing again with you next week. Goodbye.